All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night webinar. I'm going to be going over Attraction Marketing Framework. I think it's going to be a very cool webinar. It should take about 30 minutes or so, maybe close to an hour. For those of you joining on Facebook Live, I won't be able to see your comments. For those of you that are joined into the webinar, of course, you can post in the comment section. Going to go ahead and start recording. Check and make sure everything's up and operational here. And let me share out my screen. And we'll get right into it. All right. Well, attraction marketing, what we're looking at, most of the main focus right now is going to be if you have a home-based business. Now, I don't care if it's affiliate marketing or traditional marketing or MLM. I'll go ahead and close out this video real quick. Or MLM or whatever, network marketing, direct sales, coaching. And you just feel stuck. You know, your warm market wants nothing to do with you, right? Because, you know, if you're into a network marketing company, sometimes you got overzealous with your warm market. They really don't care too much about the business opportunity or anything else like that. And all you're really doing, you think advertising or marketing on social media is just basically spamming people with your links, right? Or your company products. And honestly, your cold market could probably care less. You're just not getting the traction that you want. But this is a problem. You see the social proof that these businesses and these business models work. They do. You know, you love your company and you love the products that they have. So you really don't want to give it up, but you don't know where to turn or what to do. See, I know this struggle, and this is what I found. Let me teach you a basic framework of attraction marketing strategy so you can get back on track. For those of you watching this that don't know me, my name is Gunny J. I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership coach, teacher, and speaker. And today I just want to go over this framework to give you an idea. If you got more questions, if you want to know what training system I use or anything else like that, just go ahead and message me and we'll talk about it and see if I can meet a need. So the first thing in attraction marketing is you want to create content. See, attraction marketing is about giving value to people. Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know how many people know him or watch him, but he wrote a great book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And in attraction marketing, you're giving content out consistently to your tribe. You know, it's not just some random thing. It's not some funny post you found on Facebook. It can be every once in a while, no doubt. But you want to give awesome content that gives value to people's lives, that helps them solve a problem. That means you got to read, you got to go to seminars, you need to go to get some type of training or belong to a training system. You got to network with people. So after this webinar, I'll send out a link if you want to people who want to get some extra training. You see, the whole thing about creating content is everyone has a unique perspective, a unique skill set. The content you create is about that. It's about anything that is you. And we'll go into that here in a minute, but it can be anything from leadership. Maybe you're an expert in canning fruit. Maybe you're an expert in attraction marketing. You want to create content around attraction marketing. Maybe you sew and that's your long suit, or you knit quilts, or whatever the case may be. Whatever is you, that's what you want to create content from. Remember, your unique perspective. So people ask, how much content? Well, you want to do something every day. You know, it could be a Facebook Live. You could do webinars. It can be a meme with just a quote. You know, just take action every day. You don't want it always a meme with a quote. You can't always be a webinar. It can't always be a Facebook Live. But you want some way of where you're communicating you to your tribe. You know, on my Facebook fan page, The Gunny J, I have a short video on daily method of operation. If you need that, go ahead and let me know, and I'll send that to you. You know, and if you don't have 8 hours a day, if you only got 4 hours a day or 2 hours a day, just adjust the time spent to your particular lifestyle. What meets your current situation? Maybe you work 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, and you only have an hour or 2 hours to market. But what you want to do is based off the 5 whack theory. I don't know those of you who have heard John Maxwell, but he talks about this big oak tree, right? You have this huge oak tree out in the middle of your yard. And every day you go out there and you take an axe, not a big axe, just regular, small axe. And you take 5 whacks at that oak tree every day. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you go out there and you take 5 hits at the oak tree with the axe. If it's sunshiny, take 5 hits. If it's snowy, take 5 hits. Just every day you take consistent action on that oak tree with that axe. Eventually, that oak tree is going to fall. And it's the same thing with attraction marketing. You take 5 actions every day, part of my daily method of operation. You take 5 actions every day on your business, and eventually you're going to see results, right? If you're not getting leads, if you're not getting followers in your business, if your nonprofit isn't growing, then really you're going to have to turn up the quality and the quantity of your content. And what we're doing is we're adding value. We're going to create content to add value to our tribe, to our particular audience. Next part of this formula you got to do is add your perspective. See, we add to your perspective. So leadership is influence. And we could talk all day. I'm talking about good influence, but leadership could also be bad influence. We've had some very effective leaders who have been very, very bad people. So leadership is influence. In order to project your influence, your words, your actions, your core values, your belief system, all of these have to be congruent. You know, in the Marine Corps, we'd have to say that you do you. In other words, you can model people's behavior to a point in leadership, but in the end, you're going to have to be authentic. You're going to have to do you. You're going to have to lead the way that you were built to. See, you could take the same content I have, you could teach it your way, and you can attract a totally different audience. That is a good thing, because what we want to attract is our tribe. I want to repel those people that don't believe what I believe, and I want to attract those people that do believe. So, if you think about it, those people that you attract, you're going to have the most influence with. And you may think in your mind, if you're just starting out and you don't quite understand all this, who am I to attract a group of people? Can I attract 40, 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000 people? What you have to understand is you are extremely unique. Now, there's a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you would even be born. So basically, just by being alive, you've already won the lottery. You're extremely unique. And there's a certain subset of people who will listen to you, who are attracted to who you are and your values and your character and the things that you believe in, those are the people you want. See, if you market or try to market to everyone, you'll end up marketing to no one. So this is the hard part. You're going to have to get some self-awareness. You're going to have to discover who you are, right? Your values, your belief, what you believe in, and who your tribe is, and then go after that. And it can be a growing process, and it'll evolve in time. It's not going to be where you sit down with a piece of paper and in 5 minutes you got to figure it out. If you do, well, good for you. But for most people, you know, that journey could take months, if not years, as you discover your why, what motivates you, what's your passions, as you discover what are your real values and what values maybe that you picked up along the way. Now, if you want a worksheet on core values, again, message me, just let me know. I'll get you a core values worksheet, and you can start on that journey. So the next part of this formula that we're going to do is your story. And your story is so important to get your story out there, because that is what is going to build rapport with your tribe. Part of my story is I'm a Marine. Not everybody knows I'm a Marine. I got it in the background on my videos. I got it everywhere. And, you know, well, most Marines do. So I want you to get a notepad, and I want you to write this down. Your story should include I was, I found, and now. That's it. And it should either spark empathy or it should spark authority. You know, the nonprofit I work with at times is called the Young Marines. So maybe a good story would be for this nonprofit. If I was relating to people, it was my daughter was, right? My daughter was shy, reserved, lacked self-efficacy and self-esteem. We found the Young Marine program, and now she is outgoing, has developed leadership and self-confidence, and has a good sense of what she can accomplish, right? Self-efficacy and the ability and confidence to problem solve. See, that's an example of a nonprofit. And you tie that story in to your content, right? And there'll be a group of people out there that will relate to. There'll be a tribe. That's the whole, I mean, that's attraction marketing. You'll attract those people that have a same general story. So I know some of you are Googling it right now, Young Marines, but just make a note of it. Put your phone down. You know, network marketing might be, I was stocking shelves at night at Walmart with too much month at the end of my money. I found a business I could do online in my spare time to earn extra cash. And now I may not be wealthy, but I have more money than I do month, right? I was stuck on my online business. I exhausted my warm market and had no leads. I found an awesome attraction marketing training system. And now I have leads for my primary business, and I teach and add value to thousands of people all the time. See, I found, and now. That has got to be your story. And you don't have to be a multimillionaire. You don't have to have thousands of people in your tribe. You might only have 60 or 100 people in your tribe. It doesn't matter. You just have to start and be consistent. Remember the 5 whacks, right? So what I want you to do is, on that piece of paper where you wrote I was, I found, and now, I want you just to write out an I was statement. I was, whatever. Start working on your story. And it can be short or long. You know, it doesn't have to be, it's not a contest to see who had the most sucky life or who earned the most money. It's not about that. Number one, I believe money is a result. It's a result of work and energy and effort that you put into your business. It's a result of the person that you grow into. So don't worry where you're at, just start, right? Everybody had to start somewhere. Okay. And this is where you can find out your tribe's pain points and you can assist them. Even if you make quilts, you know, my stitch kept on going whatever, or I kept on whatever on the bias or whatever. This is where you can find out your tribe's pain points and then you can assist them, right? The whole purpose of this is that these people become the hero in their story. And what you are as a attraction marketer, you're hero support. I don't know if you ever watched, there's a really cute movie a long time ago called Sky High. And instead of sidekicks, they wanted to be called hero support. So I kind of like that terminology and I adopted it for me. I'm just hero support. I assist people to go where they want to go, right? And that's all we do. Your content assists people in their journey to become or to get to a place or a point in life where they want to go. And then as you develop these different things to help them become that, maybe it's leadership and self-development, maybe it's marketing, whatever it is. Maybe it's how to fish better. I don't know. It's particular to you. But you grab that tribe, you pull them in, and then you support those heroes in your tribe as they grow. Okay, so that's our value proposition, right? And if you do those three things, you create content, it has to be with your perspective and your story, then you will start discovering your tribe. So discovering your tribe, see, as you seek to add value through what content gets traction, because you're going to have things that don't get traction, it's just going to fail. And that's life. You know, really, if you're afraid to fail, that's the first thing you got to work on in your life is you got to be able to give webinars to nobody and just hear yourself talk for an hour. You have to be able to throw out ads that nobody clicks on. And then from those failures, you learn what you did wrong and what needs to be adjusted. And then you start fine-tuning your ads. You start fine-tuning your story. You start fine-tuning your webinars, right? And your perspective gets crystal clear. And it'll be through the paradigm that you view life through, you know, your mind map. You know, and your story will change because you're on an awesome journey. And you're going to grow and you're going to add to that story and you're going to discover things. You might discover that you're perfectly happy at 80,000 a year. You're perfectly happy at whatever. You start gaining an insight into yourself and that defines your tribe even more and more and more. And you can relate to their pain points and how best to give opportunities to solve their problems. See, your ads get more targeted and you start getting a better response. It's a growth process. It's a growth process that everybody goes through who makes it. The people that don't go through this growth process don't make it. They want some easy McDonald's, Burger King, you know, you go up to the drive-in speaker, you order your food, and within, you know, a minute and a half, you know, you got your burger and your fries. It just doesn't work that way. You're gonna have to be patient. You have to be patient and learn how to grow. So in our 3-step formula, right, we're gonna build an audience, right? And then we're gonna engage that audience. And now at discovering your tribe, you're at the selling point, right? And sell's almost a bad word. You're really at a buying point. Because at this point in time, you're not trying to sell your audience on things. They have needs and you have answers. They're buying from you. See, this is where the work starts getting monetized. And what they buy from you, it could be mastermind groups. It could be content that you produce yourself, that you do training on. whatever, but you start getting results. And you start getting momentum going. And that's really something, sorry, I'm drinking coffee. That's really something important to mention. These three things over here where we're building value, that never ends. That never ends. You're always going to be creating content. It's always going to be with your perspectives as it changes and evolves, and your story is going to change and evolve. And then discovering your tribe is going to change and evolve, you know, to where you might find your tribe needs something, a skill set you don't have, and maybe this is where you collaborate with somebody or you get training in another area so you can better serve your tribe. And that equals your monetization. And then we're going to add to that the tribe experience. See, tribal experience, because we have a common theme in your tribe, there's almost always going to be a family type atmosphere. That's why you see Facebook groups that do so well. Anybody that is out there doing attraction marketing has a fan page or a community where people can support each other, right? Because you're not going to be able to support, as your tribe grows, you're not going to be able to support everybody, right? And there's going to be other people, other hero support people that'll come up in your tribe that will give help and advice and guidance to your tribe members. And it's really an awesome thing when this starts happening. It's going to happen organically. You can't force it. And then you're going to see that you're really not spamming people anymore. You're not just putting your ad out there and hoping somebody will click on it. You're adding value through content and you're supplying tools to solve pain points. You're not using people. You're not manipulating people. You're helping people, right? And that's how they become our heroes. And that's how we become hero support. Nothing more than a sidekick that helps and aids, guides people on their journey to achieve their goals. See, it has nothing to do with their own selfish self-interest. Yeah, there's money attached to it because we have value. Everybody has value. People value their time. Now, how much you charge for all that and how much you'll get for all that, I don't know. I can't say. How much value can you put out there? How well can you develop yourself? So that's our complete formula right there. We create content. We have that unique perspective. We combine it with our story. And then we start discovering our tribe. We start developing a tribal experience, right? Our team, however you want to put that. And that's the framework that you have to build. And you have to build it from, it can only be built from your perspective. It can only be built from your story. See, in the build, engage phase, your tribe begins to know, like, and trust you. It's extremely important, especially on online marketing or any marketing, really. They got to know and they got to like and they got to trust you. They got to know who you are. They got to like who you are. And they got to trust that whenever they do pay for content, you're going to give them what they paid for, right? So as you give support and assistance to your tribe, you aid them, you support them along their journey so that they can reach their goals, right? And then you give them opportunities to get assistance and the tools that they need to grow their business. Eventually, these heroes that make their way along this, they become social proof on your Facebook fan page. And that's huge. That's really huge. Because you out of serving, you monetize, and then you're compensated. And the compensation and how well you do is going to determine how many heroes you produce and how much social proof that you have. Now I'm talking about compensation as far as business. Nonprofits might be in donations. It might be in improved metrics. It might be in growth in number of people in your nonprofit, or the number of volunteers in your nonprofit. But remember, I said that you're always going to be creating content, your perspective, your story, and you're building momentum. So that's going to be our last slide here. We're going to go a little bit into leadership here. See, there's an irrefutable law. This is Dr. John Maxwell and his 21 irrefutable laws. There's a lot of laws involved, but I think the main one is called the law of the big Mo, right? Momentum is a leader's best friend. So if you've never read John Maxwell's book, The 20 Irrefutable Laws, I'm not selling it or anything. I just go to Amazon or your local bookstore, and man, you got to read that. That's all I have to say. You got to read that. So a lot of big momentum. So let me imagine a huge flywheel, right? A huge metal disc, heavy, tons and tons and tons, that sits on an axle. Maybe it's about 2 feet thick and 30 feet in diameter, just this huge honking big piece of metal. And this metal is an analogy, a metaphor for your business. Now imagine pushing it. The first time to make a rotation, to push that metal disc so it makes one complete revolution, it might take you an hour, right? An hour just to make one rotation. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. But you know what? You don't give up. You keep pushing it. And each time it makes the rotation, it takes a little less time to get around. So then you're on turn like 5, 6, and 7, and you notice the pushing is going to get a little bit easier. On turn 8, 9, and 10, even easier. And by turn 20, you have a breakthrough. See, that big, heavy metal disc that took so much energy and effort to get that first revolution, because it has momentum and it has mass, by its own heavy weight, now it's working for you, right? That momentum is working for you, and all you got to do is almost just tap on that metal disc and give it just a little shove, and you can keep that metal disc, that flywheel, rotating around and around and around. And what's happening is your effort is actually compounding. All right, it compounds in a positive way with every turn. Now, the amount of energy you put up front is totally up to you. The amount of energy you keep to sustain it, totally up to you, right? But as long as you keep on pushing in a constant direction, that momentum, that big heavy disc, becomes almost unstoppable. That's how businesses are built. So you need patience. Now, patience isn't my long suit. I don't know if it is yours. But see, here's the key. And this is where a lot of people lose it. They build the momentum, they start building a tribe, and then they start taking it easy, right? They stop pushing that flywheel as hard, right? Because they got this whole, I'm sure there's some type of business that actually has true passive income, maybe in investments, but I just don't believe it, because really, even if you're investing money, you got to have somebody that's watching it, or it takes you time, energy, and effort to watch your money in the stock market or bond market or wherever you're investing money. So you can call that passive income, but I just don't buy it. It just doesn't fit, right? Because everything, no matter how much momentum you bring in with your monetary investments, or how big of a business you build, you're always going to have to be giving energy to keep that flywheel, excuse me, keep that flywheel going. See? But what happens is they see this flywheel going, and then they start taking it easy, right? They start getting lazy. They stop producing content. They stop reaching out and engaging their people, maybe out of ego or maybe out of laziness. They stop growing. They stop learning. Oh, that's so dangerous. And they stop becoming hero support and they try to become the hero. That ain't going to work. See, the flywheel starts slowing down, right? Because there's resistance and there's gravity and there's lots of things that work against you. Cash flow begins to dry up, and pretty soon they've lost everything that they worked for. So if you want your online business to work, you're going to have to keep up the energy, learning, creating, and teaching. So after the webinar, I can give you a link, and it's free content. We also have a $10 test drive for the training that I use and that I go through. If you want that, and you find this useful, and make a comment on my Facebook page, my fan page at The Gunny J. All right, so thank you for joining me this Sunday evening. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your attention. I want you to have a safe holiday. Be careful out there. I don't know about the rest of the country, but Colorado, it's a little bit snowy and a little bit cold, so be careful driving out there. Enjoy your holiday season, but don't take it easy. Make sure that you do your 5 whacks every day on your business. Even if it means you only got 15 minutes to do it, just get it done. That's all I got. Make sure to make comments. Gunny J is out. Bye. And let me find where I can end the meeting. There we go.